All right, let's move on. College football. This next weekend marks the first weekend of the BCS standings. According to BCS guru Brad Edwards of ESPN, Boise State and Oregon are holding down the top 2 spots. Who do you think will be in the top 2 spots, and who do you think deserves to be in those spots?
Well, in the preseason, I picked Alabama and Iowa. The BCS is broken. Let's get a playoff. First of all, I'm always going to say that. I'm tired of all the Boise bashing, so I'll say the Broncos and also Ohio State. Terrell Pryor really does look like the #1 Heisman candidate now.
He really does. I agree. Denard, just he's shown if you keep him in the pocket, he really can't do much. And I agree with you. Terrell has really just stepped up. He's on another level right now. He's playing at another level, as are Ohio State. They got a tough game against Wisconsin this weekend. They got to go into Wisconsin. They've 40-4 since 2004. It's an incredible record Wisconsin has at home. So it's really tough to go in there and win. But you got to, if Ohio State comes out of the Big Ten undefeated and Boise State stays undefeated, I think they'll win. And I think Boise State could jump a 1-loss SEC team. If a team comes undefeated at SEC and there's a Big Ten team undefeated, it's Boise State's going to get screwed. But I think if there's a 1-loss team, Boise State deserves it. The BCS seems to like them this year. People are saying the computers are liking them this year. So
the problem with the SEC is that there are so many good teams.
That's the thing.
4 in the top 10 right now. LSU,
Yeah.
Auburn, South Carolina, Arkansas with Ryan Mallett.
And they're all beat each other. They all beat each other. There's no one definitive best. And the talent there is just far above everybody else in the nation. Maybe Florida doesn't have the best team right now, but they have some of the best talent in the country on that field.
Absolutely. But Brantley, is that not the name of the quarterback? He's really got to step his game up.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
The University of North Carolina football team has dismissed star defensive tackle Marvin Austin, and the NCAA has ruled wide receiver Greg Little and defensive end Robert Quinn permanently ineligible for the rest of the season because of illegally receiving agent benefits. All 3 are projected to be picked within the first 2 rounds of the 2011 NFL Draft. The investigation is ongoing, but the future of UNC football remains very cloudy. What's to make of this?
It's a sad, sad day for the Tar Heel Athletic Department. Really, it's been going on for months now. It's really starting, $40,000 coming out, going to people, loans getting taken out, jewels getting taken out, these players getting flied across the country to go train with agents, on agents' dollars, being set up in hotels on agent dollars. This Yahoo did like a 40-day investigation into this thing, and some of the stuff that they have, and they have receipts and stuff to prove it, are just terrible. It's a tarnish on a great athletic program. 5 years ago, football was so irrelevant at Carolina. They really brought in Butch Davis, and they were like, let's do it. Let's make football relevant here. We have the basketball. We can make football relevant. And in their efforts to do that, they overlooked rules and regulations, and it's a sad day. I see some sanctions coming from the NCAA, and I see Butch Davis probably not having his job next year.
It is a sad day. I'm a Carolina fan, as are you. This is awful, but this is an indication of a larger scandal that is going on in college sports. There are no longer student athletes. There's a story coming out in Sports Illustrated this week. They've been talking about it all over ESPN. It hits the newsstands today, Thursday, and it talks about how, just in depth, Tony Banks, former quarterback, Santonio Holmes, Ogden, the former offensive tackle for the Ravens, they all received benefits. This is happening all around the country. I'll tell you this.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, of course. One of my good friend of mine, his name's Harrison Brown. He went to a college in the western part of the state. I'm losing my train of thought right now. And they have a football program, and he was roommates with football players last year. And he, when he was a freshman there, and he said that, this happens even at the small time
I agree
schools.
with you. It's, everyone's making money. The conferences are making money. Coaches are making money. TV's making money. Everybody's making money with the players.
And a lot of them come from poor homes, and there's an argument to be made that they deserve this.
Honestly, you and I cover this stuff, and we get paid by the school to cover this. We get paid to do what we're doing right here. These guys are putting butts in the seats every Saturday, selling shirts, selling jerseys. Why shouldn't they get a little bit of the money too? It's tough. It's a tough situation.
It is.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. We would like to give a special shout out to Tiffany Clay for stopping in the studio. Thanks, Tiffany. Also, thanks to Joe Browning, Dustin Miller, and the Communication Studies Department.
And thanks to this guy right here. He did it without any notes and with a torn ACL. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more footage, more news, and more analysis. Have a great week.
And remember to make it out to Midnight Madness this Friday.
Sayonara, Seahawks.